This is a surprise video. This is my new lens, 20mm Nikon AIS manual, and I heard and I know from online that this is a great lens on full frame body for video, for still. This is absolutely gorgeous. So let's check out the front element. As you can see, very nice condition and almost no sign of use. And this lens I bought after selling my 24mm 2.8 AI lens. You know, the AI lens doesn't have these color markings on this chrome ring. The color marking, this color scaling is here on AI lens, and again the smallest aperture of the higher number of the aperture, both small and main aperture numbering, the smallest one is in orange. Another thing you should know about how to identify AI lens. You see, if this notch of metal taken off from a lens, this is AI, and AIS, this notch taken off from an AIS lens, and you can see this coupling ridge is available on AI and AIS to do some aperture metering on FA cameras or something like that. You don't get this ridge on pre-AI lenses. This is on AI, AIS, and I think some AF lenses also have this coupling ridge, and AI have especially this one, the notch. AI doesn't. Another thing is, when I stop down to 22 aperture, and this works like this, and when I stop back to 2.8, it stays there. And some AIS does exception though. You see, 22 and again 22.8 there. And as I said, this video is a surprise because there is a surprise portion of a video here, and it is very nice condition, very smooth. As I said, all the manual focus lenses tend to be very smooth, if not because it was not cared well. And you know, the lenses have to be looked after. I'm about to put a NC filter. This is 62mm thread, so I'll take care of this lens because this is such a special lens and worth putting a protection filter. It could be NC filter, it could be a UV filter, but I don't prefer having a UV. So the surprise comes here. This is my Canon 5D Mark II. As you have known that This camera is intended for my video works. As you can see, I'm a Nikon lenser, Canon bodyer. This is interesting because I love Nikon and I fall in love with Canon as well, so I can't ditch Nikon because of my new love. I keep both of them for what they are good. Nikon lenses are good, cheap, convenient. Canon video is cheap. Nikon video is expensive for me at the moment, and I'm kind of reducing my still works, and that's why I have ditched the program of buying a D700 or D7000 or D800. So basically this lens, this camera is about £1,000 from online. So if I had to buy a D700 or D800, I would have spent twice or 1.5 times more than this one. So this justified my need and the expense. And I'll show you how to sing, and you can see I'm taking off the lens, and what you can see here is a adapter mount. If you have to press it like this here, you have to press it like this here. You see what happens when I press it here? You can see here now. Thank you. You're a great audience. And then I have to twist hard to get rid of this ring. Sometimes it gets very hard and you have to be careful about that, and and now easy. So I have taken off this AI to EOS mount. This is cheap and this is what's the money, and I don't really find any point of spending more than $10 on a adapter ring, because I do have the aperture ring separately built in on lens, so I can go for a cheap one. So you can see here how to do. So you have to look for this red dot, as you can see here, red dot, and like this red dot, you have to match that red dot to this black dot. So how to do that, you can see, and then you have to twist until you hear a click, and then again you have to look for the red dot again, and you point it there. Be careful about, and don't panic, because you have to take a risk, you have to take the chance. So here my what you can say 5D Mark II with 20mm f2.8 AIS, very gorgeous setup here. And I have reviewed this lens earlier, I guess. This is 135 2.8 AIS. Again, you can see AIS because of the color markings on the chrome ring, and the minimum aperture number small and bigger one is in orange orange color. Again, I can show you the notch taken off. I mean, you see, AIS have this notch taken off. And the exception I was talking about is when I put it in the smallest aperture, the aperture works. The aperture works like this, and when I put it to the widest aperture, the aperture still works, where it is a bit difference in the 20 mm built-in lens hood. And you can see, you see. So thank you very much for being with me. See you soon.